Hey there, it's Brittany, and I'm back with a tutorial today. I don't know if you remember, but back in April, when I went to Tucson, one of my favorite sellers had big bags of these bracelet two-hole beads, bracelet style. I mean, I could keep one where it is a bracelet, but then I have a ton more, and I'm gonna use some in my designs, and I didn't want to just make a two-hole bracelet by, cutting this apart and restringing it or adding in a couple beads. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to use some two-hole bracelets, and the reason why I'm posting this right now is because I'm actually having a sale in my group, and I'm going to post some of these tomorrow. Today is Saturday night. Tomorrow will be Sunday the 27th. So if you're seeing this way in the future, I'm sorry. They're probably gone by now, but this is just a great video that will teach you how to use some two-hole beads in different ways. So I had this big chunky one, this one, which obviously we probably know how to use the rounds, but the diamonds have two holes. I have them in several different styles. I just kind of broke out 4 to show you. We have the white, and then this is the one I'm going to use today because it's really fun. I think it's really fun. We're gonna make a necklace, and no, it's not going to be a 2-strand necklace. It's gonna be a 1-strand necklace. So I have my new bead mat. I'm gonna back out a little bit. Here we go. And we're obviously gonna use the beads I showed you. But I kind of I haven't planned this. I just went and grabbed some stuff that popped out to me right away in my my stash, and we're gonna use some of these African beads, which I also got in Tucson. I don't know, that one has some paint on it or something. We're gonna use this pendant I got from Tracy. Some more bone beads. I just pulled out some antique brass spacers. These are all from beautyandthebeadshop.com. I'll leave a link to them below. They are the nicest people on the planet. Let me tell you, I just love shopping with them. And I got out some Czech cathedral beads and some Czech drucks. And I don't know if I'm going to use these or not. They're just some shells. I got these in an African bead haul from eBay. But I thought, why not use some shells with the turtle? So I don't have a plan in mind. I mean, obviously we're going to have a pendant. And I'm thinking we're just going to string this necklace. So we'll put him in the middle. I have some bead-on beading wire, 19 strand. I think I got this on Amazon. I think I have an Amazon influencer store out there somewhere with a list of things that I use. So if I can find it, I'll plug the link down below. I'm just gonna start. So I have a loose idea in mind, but we're just gonna see where it goes. We're gonna see where it goes. And there are a ton of beads on here. There's no way I'm gonna use all these in one project. Could absolutely use them in earrings. You can use them in bracelets, whatever. So I'm not gonna reinvent the wheel here. I'm just gonna make a cute strung necklace. I just want to use 4 of these in the project. That's why I like these big strands of African beads, because they go a long way. I got a new bead mat that I really am loving, but it's downstairs. I took it downstairs to take photos for my bead sale, and now I didn't bring it back up when I'm making a video. So, all right, so does this turn? Yeah, they're exactly the same, I think. So the S curves in, S curves in. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna just start putting these in my design wherever I think they look pretty nice. Okay, so actually I want them to face. Okay, we can have it face that way, and then we'll do just gonna make them almost like bead frames for our African beads, our bone beads. Hearing some fireworks outside. You'd think they wouldn't do that in Arizona, where we have fires every 5 seconds, but you never know what you're gonna hear out there. Okay, let's see if we can get. Yeah, I actually really like how the shell looks. I think we're gonna put a shell right here. see how they're strung though. Oh, they're not. Oh, yeah, I guess I can get them. I can get it across. There are 2 holes. I thought there was only 1 hole. So we're going to put 1 shell. I'm just going to use 2 in this project. Move this down. For once I was like, yeah, let me show them how to use these beads before I try to destash them. So, okay, I'm going to grab some of these guys. And what I love to do, and what I've been telling you guys for a very long time, is I like to extend my larger beads by using less expensive but still nice beads. So obviously a bone strand like this is going to cost a lot less than a batik bone strand like that. So in this necklace, I'm making the impact by using 4 large beads and 1 large pendant, but we'll supplement it with less expensive beads that still are really, really cool. I mean, those are really neat. I love them. So I'm going to get this guy out of here because he's a little different. And I want to have as cohesive a design as possible. And then I think these are going to go towards the back to give us some length. Obviously, we want the showstopper to be up towards the front. Put those in the back. And we can even do, because this is going to be just a small part of the necklace, I could do another set, but I think we'll be okay with just the 4 batik beads, the shell, and our double hole beads. And I'm not going to hang anything from here, but you absolutely could wire wrap and put another charm, like a drop or a bell or something. You could put some leather in there, some seed beads, fringe, whatever you want. So I'm going to go ahead and do those in the back. And I want something on either side to anchor our turtle. I was going to call him a monkey. He's not a monkey, it's a turtle. I'm not paying attention. I like these a lot, these basket weave. Beauty and the Beach Shop has a ton of really nice, cool looking spacers. So I'm going to pour out some of those. These are really neat too. And then we're going to get a little bit of shine in there with this Czech strand. I think these came from Bargain Bead Box. All right. Get my cathedral beads open. Yep, we're going to hear some fireworks. And I do apologize if you can hear my air conditioning. I heard it in a video the other day. It is so hot here. There's no way I'm turning off my air conditioning for a video. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it was at 9:00 p.m. It was still 101 degrees outside. So I am sorry. It was 84 when I came into my bead room was 84 degrees and I tried sitting here. No, couldn't do it. So we're going to have the air conditioning in the background. Okay, so I'm going to put 1 on each side of our little turtle. And then I am going to do a spacer, where do I want my cathedral? I think I want my cathedral on either side of my shell here. And I know I'm kind of going fast just because, I don't know, we don't have to think hard all the time. We can just design and be happy. All right, so do I want a cathedral? No. I think I do want a spacer between each one of these beads. Okay, and I'm gonna put some of our drucks, I think. Oh, we need some spacers between our bone beads in the back. I can't decide if I want drucks or these beads between our bone beads in the back of the necklace. Yeah, I do want the drucks. Okay. So I'm going to, I know you can't see it, it's out of screen, but I'm just going to put a few more up there. Just kind of empty out my thing. Okay, did you see how fast that was? We're gonna start stranding and seeing how we like it. Okay. I'm just gonna. I always start with what I have laid out, and then I can add on in the back. I keep my wire on the spool because that way we only have to cut once, right? We don't want to keep going with or keep having to cut different lengths of wire. Let's see. Yeah, I do like the little bit of shimmer between these dull bone beads. It kind of is a nice like juxtaposition between the two different media types. So I'm just going to keep going. Easy for me to say, right? Okay, so there's the back of our necklaces. We're probably going to end up taking this bead off and adding a little bit more bone, but I want to make sure that I have enough drucks for the other side. I think I might have one more strand of this, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so I'm going to take my... All right, so I have to flip this because the beads are going... I'm working from... I want this side to be towards the bone bead, and then since I'm coming onto my necklace, I have to flip it. I don't know how to explain that. All right, and then we'll grab another spacer, bone bead. I love it. I love it. You know, if I'm singing, I love it. It's like when you dance, if you're eating really, really good food. And when I start singing while I'm making jewelry, it makes me happy. Okay, so yeah, you can't really see that, can you? But let's see. Okay, I think we need another spacer here. I'll show you once we get to the midpoint. I'll show you what it looks like. This is going to be interesting. There we go. Oop, I forgot a spacer. Probably hundreds of ways that I could have strung this necklace just using these beads. So obviously you want to make your design what would make you happy. So there we go. It's half finished already. It was like the fastest necklace ever, and it's so awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna speed this up and I'll be right back. Okay, to get the necklace to be the length I wanted, I ran out of these and I didn't go look for more. I just put some more cathedral beads on the back and some more of the antique brass bicones. And I found a clasp in my stash that's tribal enough. I think that it works really well with this. I'm just gonna find a crimp bead. Ooh, and I do have antique brass crimp covers, so that's great. Gonna take 2 crimp beads. And I'm just gonna do one side, and it doesn't matter which side with when it comes to a toggle. I'll be shocked if this video is even 20 minutes long, because this necklace, I mean, it took me more than 20 minutes to make it, but this necklace it made itself with those awesome beads. All of the beads on here are so nice. I love them. And I didn't use that many of my, nicer, more expensive beads for the reasons I told you earlier. All right, so we have our little bead there, a crimp bead. We're going to put it in our jaws of the crimping pliers. And I'm just going to tighten that a little bit. Go ahead and crimp. Turn it 90 degrees. Move up to the next notch. Go ahead and smush, and smush, and smush. Okay, and I'll trim that later. Go ahead and put on my crimp cover. Which we almost don't need the crimp cover because the crimp is fitting inside that, almost fitting inside of the antique brass bead, but I'm just going to put them on there. There we go. And then we'll do the other side. Okay, so I'm just making sure no obvious gaps, nothing too crazy. And I actually want to crimp while the beads are facing the correct way, just to make sure that they have enough room. You want to crimp the way your necklace is going to lay. Okay, put our crimp bead on. Toggle. Get some leverage by coming down through a few of these beads. Okay. And just, again, make sure no obvious gaps, nothing that is, everything's looking okay. I think we're good. And then I'll go ahead and crimp on this side like we did on the other side. Go. And then we'll just put our crimp cover on. Okay, and then we'll just trim our wires. I know you didn't want a stringing lesson today. I was just teaching you how to use 2-hole beads, but might as well show the whole process, right? Okay, so here's the necklace. And I'll show a better shot against the wood board in a minute. But here's the necklace using the 2-hole beads as almost like frames for our focals. And it's so pretty, and it makes me happy. And this is a necklace like no fuss, no muss. Just throw it on and go. You know, you don't have to worry about it flipping around or anything all day. Maybe these will move around, but that's okay. I like interactive necklaces. This is something that I would definitely like. If I'm on a Zoom meeting, I would probably be playing with it while I'm at work. So yeah, there's that. Now, like I said, if you wanted to go even further, you can get a jump ring, really big jump ring, and hang a charm. You could seed bead a charm on. You could tie tassels. You could do so much. I'm okay. You can't see those holes. I mean, you can see them from the side, but nobody's going to know that that's a 2-hole bead when I'm wearing it. Okay, so I was originally set out just to make the necklace, but I think we're going to make a big old honking pair of earrings too. I gonna warn you, and it's late, and I think these are gonna turn out pretty cool, but I think it's gonna take a minute for us to get there. So I have some 20 gauge pair wire from Vintage. This is the natural brass color. I'm gonna cut a really long piece because you guys know me and that's what I do. I'm going for messy with this one. I don't think there's a way, I mean, there probably is a way to go neat. I don't know what that way is, but we're gonna start. I'm gonna thread the top and pull both wires. This is where it's gonna be messy, and then I think it'll be a little bit easier for the rest of the earring. But we're gonna start, I'm gonna put a little bit more through instead of just that much. So not quite half the wire that I cut, but close to it. So I'm gonna have one going straight up. Okay, as straight as I can get it, and I can always fix that later. And then I am going to hold my bead and my wires right here because we want it to be a little tight, and I'm gonna start a messy wrap, and I do mean messy. Like I said, you're gonna have to bear with me on this one. I do want it to kind of go, I guess it doesn't matter if it goes over the bead or not. So I'm going to do a couple wraps there to get it started, and then I'm going to move down the bead. And don't worry if it's so messy that you can't like tell what's going on yet, because we have all the rest of that wire to come down and cover it. And like I said, it's going to be, bear with me. This will be a little frustrating if you're going this route because it's moving a lot because of the way that this is drilled, but I think it's also because it's very thick wire. But I'm just going to keep wrapping until I can get it to stay in place. And again, it's very messy. It will look good at the end, I promise, if you like messy wraps. But also a little hard to do in front of with the camera in the middle of my hands. There we go. See? We're getting it. We're getting it. We're getting there. Now it's staying in place. All right, and then I just have to choose a back, and I think I'm going to end that piece right there. Okay, I'm going to wire wrap a loop. Let's see, we have some pliers right here. Go this way. I'm trying not to hit the camera with my wire. Okay, so we have a loop, and I am going to hold my loop with my pliers and then start coming back around and down. And again, we're just kind of, it's still messy, but we're kind of tidying up a little bit of the mess we made with the first one. So I'm gonna try and guide it with my fingers a little bit. And if you can, cover up that other piece. If not, we can just tuck it in later. And don't worry about your pieces looking exactly the same. The thing with messy wraps is, and I said this with a different type of earring, but it also was a messy wrap. Sisters, not twins, right? They're similar. They have the same design, but Sisters Not Twins. This one's actually a little bit chunkier than the other one that I already made. So I'll go ahead and, which that can happen with sisters too, I guess. Sorry, it's late and I'm cracking myself up here. So you want to end it in the back where we ended the other one, and I'm just going to kind of tuck that in a little bit so we don't get any scratches or catching on clothing. Oop. Somebody wants to come undone. Okay. So I'm gonna straighten this a little bit. So there's the front. It's a little topsy-turvy. There we go. There's the front. Very cute. Very messy. I am going to take some of my leftover wire, and I have a bail making set of bail making pliers here. I'm going to put the wire between the two largest parts of the mandrel at the bottom, and I'm going to wrap around the largest part of the mandrel. Okay. And what I'm doing is making custom jump rings that will fit that bottom loop. Okay, so we have a couple there. I'm just going to set that to the side. I am going to take one of our bone beads, cut another piece of wire, entirely too much wire, like always. And I'm going to stick one end through our bead, and then we want the short end of the wire to go up the back, and then we'll have it as tightly as possible to the back of the bead, and we'll take our shorter tail of the wire and wrap it around the top of the wire, or the top of the bead I should say, and we're going to do messy just to stay in line with the other bead. You can, if you don't like that look, I mean, it's wire wrapping is up to your preference, or what you'd like to see. I like the messy look. Okay, I'm going to trim that. And then if this isn't tight, it is kind of moving around a little bit, I'm going to take my pliers and make a kink in it. Go like that, and it tightens the wire right away, and it's kind of a cool looking detail. So then we're going to straighten that out, the top. Okay, so it's kind of like a cool head pin at this point. And I'm just going to wire wrap messily, because that's what we've been doing for the whole thing. And we'll just come around, make a loop. Okay, hold that, and then we're gonna messy wrap a little bit more. Okay, we'll just do a little bit more. This one's not as messy as my other one, but that's okay. Sisters not twins, right? So I'm gonna trim in the back. See, okay, and then I'm going to take my jump ring and I am going to trim it. So we have, I'm going to trim right there, and I'm going to just trim it again. So here's our jump ring. Twist it open, stick it through our bead, like that, and then we will put our charm or bead on the bottom. Okay. There's our huge earring. Now you do probably need to have earlobes of steel for this earring, but it is awesome and people are going to notice it. Or you could just use it as a pendant. It's another way to use a 2-hole bead, you know, than just making a 2-hole bracelet. Let's get a pair of ear wires. I feel like these earrings need a little bit more stability than a fish hook, so I went with the lever back earring. Okay. These are awesome. I almost like these more than the necklace, and I love the necklace. But aren't those just a fantastic pair of art earrings? People are going to be like, where'd you get those? I made them. Really? Yes. So that is just those are just 2 examples of how you can use 2-hole beads. Like I said, the reason I did this video, I'm having a sale in my group and I'll be selling some 2-hole beads tomorrow. So I didn't want people to be like, well, what am I going to do with those? Well, now you know. Let me clean this up and you can see what they look like on the backboard. Okay, and here is our necklace. So pretty. And this is going to go hang up in my room right away. This is not staying in the studio forever until I decide to move it. And then these earrings are so, so cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Maybe I'll turn one into a pendant. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. What would you do with 2-hole beads? I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for Goldie. Let me know if you learned anything. And I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.